You know, I don't know what it is with this current week, but it seems like people have seemingly come out from their caves wanting to entice a reaction out of good old JD. And I really don't understand why. It's all wrestling opinion, isn't it? It's all a subjective conversation, whether you like it or not. That's the great thing about professional wrestling. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a creative idea. Everybody has something to say. I say what I say, and a lot of people just love to hang on to everything that I say. Granted, I have an audience of 89,000 subscribers. I'm in the spotlight. This is a very well-known podcast. I'm a very well-known entity in the inner circle of the YWC, so on and so forth. But it seems like everybody just takes everything that I say directly to heart, as if it's going to shatter their fucking world. Oh my God, JD said this. Fuck that guy. I could be sitting here telling you the God-honest truth about Roman Reigns. Oh, fuck that guy. We don't give a shit what he says. He's a delusional fucking mark. Everything that I say has validity behind it. When I talk about wrestling, everything that I say has validity behind it. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't hide my feelings. I'm not a fucking coward pussy who's not going to tell you how he feels about a certain situation that we see on television. I'm not going to come on here and be politically correct with anything. You guys know how I operate. These people know how I operate, and then they go on Twitter as if it's the first time they ever fucking heard what I do. All I mentioned was Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns better be watching out about these allegations that are being made towards him. Everybody wants to throw Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. Seemingly, it's going to end up being Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 34, but I think we need to slow our rolls just a little bit, because the biggest story of the week is something that nobody is talking about that can ultimately turn into a WrestleMania breaking situation for WWE, because Roman Reigns is not the only one with this steroid allegation case against him. There are 15 other WWE superstars that have not been named yet that are on the verge of being exposed. Nothing I'm saying here about Roman Reigns is negative in any way. I am giving you guys the news as I hear the news. There's video on what I am exactly going to talk about in the opening of this podcast. This comes not from me. I'm not the one exposing Roman Reigns. I'm not the one revealing the truth on Roman Reigns. You guys know how I feel about Roman Reigns, the character. These people think that when I talk negatively about Roman Reigns, it's, oh, JD's a fucking mark. I'm giving you guys the truth behind everything that could possibly be with this situation. I don't hate Roman Reigns. Not once did I wish ill will on Roman Reigns. Not once did I wish, I hope Roman Reigns gets suspended. I hope Roman Reigns gets caught amidst this steroid allegation, and I hope he misses the WrestleMania 34 main event, and I hope he doesn't even make WrestleMania. Did you ever hear me say anything like that? I'd love for anybody who's watching me, who hates my fucking guts, to go back and find whatever video I did where I stated I wish Roman Reigns would miss WrestleMania 34. Fuck Roman Reigns. Doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. People always want to chime in. Oh, JD's talking about Roman Reigns. He's probably shitting all over Roman Reigns. Fuck him. He is a smart mark. Well, according to Mr. Johnny Bravo, Roman Reigns is in some serious shit, because he's actually on the verge of being exposed for steroid abuse or steroid use. Johnny Bravo, and I'm not talking about the character on Cartoon Network back in the day, Johnny Bravo has released another video with accused steroid dealer Richard Rodriguez, where he claims to present evidence of his communication with Roman Reigns, Josh Duhamel, and others. This is just another video in a series from filmmaker Johnny Bravo, and it looks like there's going to be more to come as he continues to sort through the evidence Rodriguez has presented to him through his personal laptop. In his newest video, Rodriguez focused on Josh Duhamel, but then moved on to Roman Reigns just briefly. Bravo said the specifics regarding Roman Reigns and the orders that Roman Reigns had put through with Rodriguez for whatever substances he wanted will be the focus of the next video, but Rodriguez did go into WWE's wellness policy just a little bit. He said that people would order substances not intended for human consumption because it could be out of their systems before they were tested. He said that these kinds of public figures might take suspension-based products in order to pull this off. Reigns and the orders that Reigns put through with Rodriguez allegedly contained a lot of things not meant for human consumption. The accused steroid dealer said it's impossible to maintain that kind of physique, and they deny using performance-enhancing drugs to protect their livelihood. Rodriguez said it's impossible to walk around looking like they do without PEDs or PDEs, performance-enhancing drugs. We'll have to wait and see what type of evidence is presented next, but for the time being, it looks like there could be more to this developing story as Johnny Bravo continues to dive into the evidence that Richard Rodriguez has presented to him. Roman Reigns is not the only one involved in the build-up to WrestleMania 34, but he also might be sitting on pins and needles waiting for this next film from filmmaker Johnny Bravo. It is alleged Bravo obtained evidence from accused and convicted steroid dealer Richard Rodriguez that proves Roman Reigns and Rodriguez not only had communication, but Reigns was also a client. Johnny Bravo is claiming Reigns' 2016 WWE suspension was for something he bought from Rodriguez's company. Now, WWE nailed Roman Reigns on this, and they suspended him immediately. And the word going around, we still don't know. All that was reported with Roman Reigns was that he was taking, I believe, something for anxiety. That's what he was. That's what he was nailed for. We don't have any concrete evidence on that. We don't know what Roman Reigns took during that suspension. All we know is that WWE did the right thing and they suspended him and caught him with something that was against their policy. We don't know what that is. Turns out that WWE could see it like Reigns has already served his time as far as a suspension is concerned, so it might be water under the bridge. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. If, and this is speculation, Reigns was suspended in the summer of 2016 around Money in the Bank. When was that? June, July? He was suspended for 30 days. They dropped the WWE Championship, and I believe Dean Ambrose won the WWE Championship, if I'm not mistaken. That was in the middle of 2016. Now, the filmmaker, Johnny Bravo, has evidence of Josh Duhamel being, convicted of steroid abuse and steroid use and buying stuff from Richard Rodriguez. That dates back to 2015, late 2015. Reigns was also a supposed client of Rodriguez. He was nailed in the summer of 2016. WWE is hoping that whatever Reigns is busted for was before 2016 and his suspension. And that was probably what led to him being suspended. Now, if anything that Johnny Bravo has on Roman Reigns comes after the summer of 2016, if we see dates of Roman Reigns buying anything and taking anything, consuming anything in 2017 to now, Reigns is fucked. Roman Reigns is fucked. And I expect WWE to do the right thing. That would be a 60-day violation. That would mean he misses WrestleMania and he actually throws a wrench into WWE's proposed plans for the Universal Championship. Reigns better be counting his fucking prayers that whatever they got on him comes before his first suspension. That's the only way that WWE could say, well, it's water under the bridge. We suspended him already. We don't need to suspend him again before WrestleMania. He better hope. He better hope. Next week or whenever this is terrible timing for WWE. This is the worst fucking timing for WWE. So Reigns, I guarantee you, is praying that whatever they got is not from 2017 and beyond, because that would immediately mean you're done. 60 days. Now, we're all waiting for this to come out. Again, I stress, I don't want Roman Reigns to be suspended. I don't want him, and I'm not telling everybody that I want to see him miss WrestleMania. Believe it or not, Reigns on WrestleMania's card makes the card better. But WWE, they're probably sweating their balls off with this. And how does it make Roman Reigns look when he was actually interviewed by TMZ? Reigns was interviewed by TMZ. Oh, I don't know this guy. I didn't do business with this guy. Meanwhile, there's evidence now from Johnny Bravo saying, yes, you dealt with Richard Rodriguez. How does it make Reigns look if he came out publicly and said, I don't know this guy. I never dealt with this guy. How does that make Reigns look? It makes him look like a fucking liar. It makes the WWE look bad that he lied on their watch. You know WWE had to ask Roman Reigns about this already. You know Vince is already asking Roman Reigns about this. What's going on with this? Is this true? No, it's nothing. This was before my first suspension. Are we good? Is WrestleMania good? Yeah, we're good. He better be counting his fucking lucky stars, man, that this, whatever fucking Bravo has, does not come after his first suspension. If anything that is released comes after that initial first suspension in 2016, we could be looking at a fucking shitstorm. And one has to wonder how Roman Reigns really, what is he thinking? This guy has to be the most paid full-timer, the highest paid full-timer in the company. WWE has trusted this guy and put so much into this guy for him to embarrass them like this, betray their trust as the company's top guy. 4 straight WrestleManias now that they gave this guy, and he's going to go around and fucking take illegal substances on their watch and then lie about it? Let me see WWE try to cover this up. Johnny Bravo said that Roman's 2016 suspension was for something else that he bought from Rodriguez's company, you know? So maybe WWE lied on that already. They covered that up. Xanax or whatever the fuck he was taking, anxiety pills, I don't know what the fuck exactly it was or what they named in the reports or what these dirt sheets were naming. But WWE, if that's the case, they're going to release what he was suspended for. And if it's not what we all heard initially, then that's another blatant lie. And that's WWE covering up for Roman Reigns, making him look good in the process. Because if it's not exactly what's being reported by everybody else, and it's something else according to Rodriguez, that's going to make WWE look bad. Because they're covering up for Roman Reigns. It does not look good for Roman Reigns. I've never heard of this guy. I never met this guy. Even Brian Alvarez said it on the Wrestling Observer Live. He went on to say, how could it be possible that Reigns bought something from a guy and then he comes around to TMZ and says, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I didn't buy anything from this guy or this company. Now, there is a loophole. There is a loophole here. WWE could probably have an out and not suspend Roman Reigns. A precedent set by Randy Orton could create a loophole so that WWE won't have to suspend Roman Reigns for 60 days. During the Signature Pharmacy fiasco in 2007, WWE didn't suspend Orton because he had previously served out a suspension for failing a drug test. Dave Meltzer continued speaking on the lengths WWE would go through in order to keep from suspending Roman Reigns on the road to WrestleMania, but first chimed in on Orton's situation 21 years, oh, well, not 21 years ago, this is a typo, 11 years ago. That was the explanation, but it makes no sense because Orton was still getting packages after the date of suspension that he was served. So it was a way to not suspend Randy Orton, essentially, Meltzer said. He went on to explain how much like how they saved Randy Orton, WWE could do the same thing for Roman Reigns. In theory, but what if he got packages after July 2016? Then that would be new, Meltzer said about Roman Reigns. This is exactly what I stated. But they can do whatever they want. Ultimately, WWE can do whatever they want. Meltzer is saying, and this is from him directly, and I quote, "I'm just saying it's a pretty weak explanation if he was still doing it after his suspension. To me, that makes no sense. The precedent could give WWE an out. It could have been set, so even if they have some type of hard evidence on Reigns that he bought PEDs after his 2016 suspension, WWE could still consider it time served." I don't even know how that works. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Because if Roman was suspended for anxiety pills, and then it's something completely different, how is WWE going to cover that up? Again, we don't know. This is all speculation. We don't know what Roman Reigns was suspended for. This is what was being reported through the YWC, anxiety pills. WWE, I don't think even released what they were suspending him for. Unless they did and I missed it. I don't know. But if it's something other than the fucking anxiety pills that was being reported, how could you cover that up? How could you cover that up? They'll tie themselves in knots to not suspend Roman Reigns at WrestleMania season. Sure, I could see them twisting the policy in some way to save Roman Reigns. How fucked up would that be? How fucked up would that be? Therefore, unless there is some really alarming evidence in Johnny Bravo's next documentary, it looks like Roman Reigns could still get out of this one with just a little backstage heat instead of a full 60-day suspension. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how any of this could look good for Roman Reigns. A, he already stated that he hasn't done business with this guy. That's a blatant lie. Because if Johnny Bravo reveals any emails with Roman Reigns and Richard Rodriguez, then he just came out a couple of months ago blatantly lying and making the WWE look bad just to try to save his name. That's number one. Number two, if Roman is suspended in 2016 for anxiety pills, and then we see emails in 2017 about whatever he bought from Rodriguez that's illegal and against WWE's policy, how is that possible that they could cover that up? You got shareholders, stockholders, the Wall Street market. You're going to not suspend Roman Reigns? That's going to make you look like the biggest piece of shit in Wall Street if you don't take this and just suspend Roman accordingly to the policy. And that might not even be the biggest fucking thing here. There are 15 other men or women who were Rodriguez clients during this time. 15. WWE, they could be looking at a brand, never mind a fucking company, a brand killing right here, depending on who those names are. Not once did I ever say I want Roman Reigns to miss intentionally WrestleMania 34. Not once did I ever say I hope he gets suspended. But this, if this is any true, if there's any truth to this rumor, then Roman Reigns could potentially miss WrestleMania, and I don't see any way WWE can cover this up without suspending him. You have to think, is Roman Reigns this stupid? Is Roman Reigns this fucking stupid to be the highest paid full-timer in the company and then go behind their back, take illegal substances to maintain a physique and get ahead of everybody else on WWE's watch? I would never trust the man again. Not only is he making the WWE sweat it out and give them a bad name, he's going to lose all trust in WWE completely. Because if I'm WWE and this guy is caught for a second time going against the drug policy violation, I would never give him another opportunity ever again. Especially in the main event. WWE better look out here. And this is terrible timing, man. I don't know. We got the Elimination Chamber coming up. We got possible Roman Reigns winning the Chamber and going to WrestleMania. WWE better have a plan B here. They could always revert to plan B. Reigns can win the Chamber. We could get this fucking leaked exposing video coming out a week after the Chamber as we're heading towards Fastlane, getting into WrestleMania. Johnny Bravo can leak this next film after the Elimination Chamber, and if it's anything against Roman Reigns, WWE could really reroute plans if they wanted, you know, do a fatal four-way, put Braun Strowman in the main event at WrestleMania against Lesnar. They got ways to work around it. Roman Reigns is suspended for 60 days, advocated his WrestleMania title shot. Explain it. Explain it. It's a sport. Shit happens. But they better have a plan fucking B after the Elimination Chamber if Johnny Bravo is set to release what we all think he's going to release. And if there's physical evidence on a laptop that you can see with your own eyes, from Reigns to Rodriguez, I don't know how WWE can sweep that under the rug. Like I said, especially if it's after his first suspension. You can't sweep that under the rug. You can't say, well, Reigns served his time. He served his time for whatever he did before the first suspension. If it's anything after that, WWE and WrestleMania is in fucking serious trouble. I'm more concerned about the fucking 15 other people. That's a brand fucking killer. Never mind a company killer. We could be looking at a major, major issue here. Just wanted to get that out there. That's the biggest story of the week, and nobody's even fucking talking about it. Nobody. It's flying under the radar. This could have serious implications going into Sunday. I don't know how often this guy releases videos, but I watched whatever he released next. I'll leave you guys a link. I'll leave you guys in the link in the top corner of the video. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll leave you a link to Johnny Bravo's video. You make it out for yourself. Other than that, WWE, we got news this week on why the Gauntlet match was so successful and who was behind the Gauntlet match. Listen, the Gauntlet match was good. Everybody, just not me. I'm not the only negative Nancy here. Everybody thought the Gauntlet match was going to be something that was going to be, oh my God, another multi-man match. We didn't really know what WWE's mindset was going into it. Obviously, after it was over, we were very pleasantly surprised and pleased with WWE giving us actual wrestling and giving us intriguing storyline that was built through wrestling. What a fucking concept! Seth Rollins was the MVP of Monday Night Raw, lasting 1 hour and 5 minutes. There's more to that than WWE let on. There is major news and major storylines for Seth Rollins going into WrestleMania and beyond. We're going to talk about that as well on the podcast this week. But the Gauntlet match ended up being very good. Was it great, like everybody stated? No, it wasn't great, because when Seth Rollins was eliminated, the rest of that Gauntlet match and that show went completely downhill. After that 2-hour Gauntlet match, Monday Night Raw was not even worth watching. But it did big numbers. People enjoyed it. And surprisingly enough, the entire concept was coming up, was an idea of Vince McMahon's. It was all his. He planned it out. He planned out who should be in the ring, in which order, and it was all his idea. The old man still has a few ideas left in the tank, apparently. But Monday Night Raw, it ended up being a good show thanks to Seth Rollins. And they really got something in with Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins made himself into, again, which he already was, but he put the exclamation point on it. You know he's a superstar. After that, you damn well know that he's a fucking superstar and is the face of Monday Night Raw, easily. Can't say the same thing for SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live is so garbage that I don't believe I'm saying this. Monday Night Raw most weeks is better than SmackDown Live. Both shows are bad, but Monday Night Raw seems to be doing at least some things right, where SmackDown is doing no things right. And we talked about this on the SmackDown review. SmackDown is like a sinking fucking ship. I can't wait till it hits the bottom of the fucking ocean already. Just look at the views on my Monday Night Raw video and review compared to my SmackDown review. Monday Night Raw review did 46,000 views. 46,000 views with almost 1,700 likes. SmackDown Live didn't even do half that. Those numbers are alarming to me. Because there was nothing on Monday Night Raw outside of a great performance of Seth Rollins. It was just a regular edition of Monday Night Raw with a few things tweaked. You know? It was a different presentation. We've seen something a little different than the formulaic garbage that we usually see on Monday Night Raw. But SmackDown Live, there's nothing on this show that makes you want to watch week to week. Nothing. AJ Styles is the WWE champion. It seems like AJ Styles is the only one actually working to make it feel important on that show. Or working to make the show, at least at some point in the night, feel important. Everybody else is not doing their job. And it's not even the wrestler's fault. It's the creative writing. I don't know what is going on SmackDown Live. You look at everybody, there's no enthusiasm, there's no energy. You can look at Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon bickering in the back week after week. You can look at Bryan's expression and body language, and it tells a tale that I could never even explain to you. It looks like he don't even want to be there. It looks like he's phoning it in. Nobody wants to be there. There's no excitement surrounding the product, and it goes back to the creative writing. I don't know what is going on. I would not be surprised that WWE internally tried to sabotage SmackDown Live, and this is a conspiracy theory that everybody seems to be talking about when we see SmackDown just underperforming this badly compared to Monday Night Raw. How can SmackDown Live at the end of 2016 compared to now be so much better, and they had half the fucking roster they had now? They had nobody. You had The Miz and Dolph Ziggler fighting over the Intercontinental Championship. You had relatively unknowns in Alexa Bliss and Baron Corbin. You had AJ Styles. But what else did you have there? Dean Ambrose. What else did you have there? Look at Monday Night Raw. Look at Monday Night Raw. You got 7 guys in a gauntlet match. That's 7 guys in the main event that WWE has built up to make that show feel important. Samoa Joe is injured. That's another one. Dean Ambrose is out. That's another one. Look at the star power on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is actually making these guys feel important. Look at Elias. SmackDown is not doing any of that. I get no sense of superstardom from anybody outside of AJ Styles. They've buried everybody. Even Nakamura doesn't feel special anymore. Bobby Roode is a shell of his former NXT self. Randy Orton is fucking the cure for insomnia. Kevin Owens is the same old shit. I love me some KO. But this storyline with Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon is not leading to nowhere. If it's not leading to Bryan coming back and physically wrestling, why are you wasting my time? Baron Corbin, nobody cares about him. Dolph Ziggler walks away for 2 months and you expect me to care about him? Now because he wants to main event Wrestlemania? Doesn't work that way. Rusev Day off the fucking television for 2 weeks. Tag team division, that's fucking god-awful. You got talented teams there. You're not utilizing people in positions that they should be in. Ty Dillinger, where is he? Where is he? Why? SmackDown Live in 2016 was energetic. It was fun. It made sense. I barely complained about anything on those shows because it felt like it was being booked like NXT was being booked. You got segment after segment after segment, and I don't care, I don't care, and I don't care. I don't know what happened with the creative writing. I don't know why everybody is just so fucking lackadaisical. I don't know if they're waiting for a brand split, draft. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for. Are they just winging it, autopiloting it till WrestleMania and then we get a draft? Give me some fucking good television for fucking Christ's sake. If Road Dogg is working behind the scenes, writing this show on his own, something needs to be done. I would never call for anyone to get fired. I would never want anybody just terminated like that. But this guy clearly needs some help here. You know? Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better fucking call somebody. Because you ain't doing a damn good job on this show whatsoever. SmackDown Live is absolutely fucking sleep-inducing. Most weeks, you could not even watch. You could watch my review. You could read something on the fucking internet. Okay, what did I miss? Okay, this doesn't seem exciting. JD's all negative again. I'm not going to go back and watch it. And everybody feels the same way. Everybody feels the same exact way about SmackDown Live. And if everybody feels the same way, how does WWE not know that changes are needed? Wrestling should be exciting. Wrestling should be fun and invigorating. I don't want to watch wrestling and then fall asleep with a half an hour into the show. SmackDown Live ain't doing anything right now. And changes need to be made. A brand that is doing things right is NXT. I mentioned this on the NXT review. The NXT review, I told you about a tale of the numbers. You can just look at the views on my video. NXT review did, I think it's like 13,000 views right now. Are you kidding me? You know how many people watch SmackDown Live compared to NXT? Why is NXT on my channel coming up on views and inching closer and closer and closer to SmackDown Live every fucking week? I don't understand that. How many people realistically watch NXT on a weekly basis? Not more than SmackDown Live. There should be more eyes on SmackDown Live than there are on NXT. But my NXT reviews are actually outperforming my SmackDown reviews. More people are interested in NXT than my SmackDown reviews. NXT is doing things right. They got the hottest babyface in the industry right now in Johnny Gargano. And they got him involved in the best storyline on WWE television. Johnny Gargano and the Book of Gargano is what I've been calling it. Chapter 1 was him losing and losing and losing, and then ultimately be given an opportunity to win that fatal four-way, pinning Aleister Black. And then at the end of that chapter, puts that title shot on the line against Velveteen Dream because he's Johnny fucking Wrestling. He beats the Velveteen Dream. Chapter closed. He's going on to take over Philadelphia. Chapter 2. One of the greatest matches I have ever fucking seen with Andrade Cien Almas at TakeOver Philadelphia. 5-star fucking instant classic. Instant classic. He didn't win the title. And I said it time and time again. You can watch that match. Even though we all probably know deep down that the decision to have him lose was the right decision, it's very difficult to watch that match and listen to that crowd and see exactly what he did in that match against Almas and not give him the title. If they gave him the title or not, it was the right decision. Very difficult to watch that and not want him to win the title on that night. But he didn't win it. He didn't win it. That, and with Ciampa coming in and attacking him at the end of that match, that's Chapter 2. Chapter 3 now is him putting what is most important to him on the line in his career against Almas just to have a taste of NXT Championship around his waist. That's compelling television. That is compelling television. That makes you want to watch. Gargano put his career on the line just to have the NXT Championship. So he loses against Almas. And he loses because of Tommaso Ciampa again. Now he's not in NXT anymore. His NXT career is quote-unquote over. That's the end of Chapter 3. Chapter 4 is going to be a bloodbath. Probably not at TakeOver New Orleans because I'm hearing New Orleans does not want blood and they're banning pile drivers from WrestleMania weekend on all shows, not just WWE, any show that is being sanctioned in New Orleans that weekend, no blood and no pile drivers. We'll talk about that a little bit in the podcast. But Chapter 4 is going to be the grudge match between Ciampa and Gargano. And being that Gargano lost due to a technicality because the referee was knocked out, and Ciampa decided to use his favorite weapon ever, the crutch, again, to have Gargano lose, I'm sure William Regal is going to get involved here and give Johnny Gargano another shot to get his job back. And by getting his job back, he has to beat Tommaso Ciampa. Unsanctioned match at WrestleMania 34. Some of you actually came to me and said, well, maybe Zelina Vega and Candice LeRae should go one-on-one to just battle each other and have them fight at WrestleMania weekend at New Orleans. This will be Candice LeRae's first match with NXT, officially, after her signing a new contract. They could have that match, and in turn, Candice LeRae can win Johnny's job back. And then you save Gargano and Ciampa Not for WrestleMania weekend. You just let it simmer. You let it wait, right? Have that match happen in Chicago, Money in the Bank weekend instead, because that is where Ciampa initially just completely broke up DIY. That could be something as well. That was an idea presented to me. Actually, that one sounds very intriguing, you know? That actually sounds a little bit more storyline savvy instead of just William Regal coming out and granting Gargano another shot because he was fucked over by Ciampa while the referee was down. Have Candice try and win his job back, and then we get Gargano and Ciampa at TakeOver in Chicago. That would be great. That would be great. But NXT is running on all cylinders. This is the best NXT has looked right now, and I'm fucking excited to see where they go, man. NXT has revitalized my love for wrestling, where Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live are just sucking the fucking life out of me. So we always have NXT to look forward to. We even have 205 Live to look forward to, man. Mustafa Ali. You know, I've been watching 205 Live lately, and I've actually gone back and watched some stuff that I did not watch previously. Mustafa Ali is a fucking beast. He took a fucking beating on 205 Live this week. The guy can fucking bump. He sells his ass off. And WWE released the brackets, which we'll talk about on the podcast this week. WWE has released the brackets for the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. They got Cedric Alexander and Roderick Strong in the same field. I was hoping to see Cedric versus Roddy in the finals at WrestleMania. That's obviously not going to happen. The closest that they'll get is the semifinals. But it looks like Mustafa Ali, you know, could be set up for a possible Cruiserweight Championship. And just the way he's performed as of late, I would not mind seeing Mustafa Ali, man. I think he's a fantastic talent that is definitely flying under the radar on 205 Live. His match with Jack Gallagher was very entertaining. Very entertaining. But other than that, really wasn't, you know, as excited this week about the first round matches as I was the previous weeks. It's going to get more exciting as the weeks go on because we're going to dwindle down the field in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. But again, 4 weeks in a row now, we got 205 Live outperforming SmackDown Live. You know, I was thinking about, you know, the fans in attendance. You're getting a treat after being bored to tears with SmackDown Live. You know, I come for 205 Live and I stay for SmackDown Live. That's the way it really should be, and that's the way it's being presented on television. That's your week in WWE, man. Obviously, NXT 205 Live, again, much better than what we've seen on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. Those are the big stories coming out of each brand. Elimination Chamber is this Sunday. We're going to talk about Elimination Chamber, not on today's show. We're going to go over just the regular news and rumors on today's show. We're going to talk about Elimination Chamber. I think I'm going to save that for Sunday because there really isn't much to talk about. There really isn't much to talk about outside the two chamber matches itself. So we'll save that probably for Sunday. I got a ton of news this week. We're going to go over a few things about Monday Night Raw and the Gauntlet match. We got some interesting WrestleMania 34 news. I got an unboxing for Pro Wrestling Crate. So we'll have some fun with this week. This is episode 210 right here for your Friday, February 23rd, 2018. This is Off the Script. Let's hit the intro, and then I'll see you guys on the flip side for part number 1 of episode 210. So I was in the recording studio on Wednesday with Mr. Legionary himself, Frank, and I was there with Tony and Bobby, Frank's engineer for Legionary, and the new off-the-script theme song called Badge of Honor has been completed. Now, I want to show you guys the full version, but I'm going to give you guys a sample of what it sounds like right now. If you guys can hear this, this was from Wednesday's studio session, and this was actually from my Periscope. So if you guys want to watch the video, very entertaining. Tony is a very entertaining guy. You guys got a glimpse into the recording process and the ideas that Tony came up with to eventually land the final edit for the solo that he added to the new song, Badge of Honor, the new theme song for Off the Script. This is, first time ever, you guys are hearing this on this. You guys are going to get the full version next weekend. I should have the completed version mixed and mastered completely for the show next week, episode 211. But this is the debut of the new theme song for Off the Script. Here.
Good, man. Fuck you, Mom. Oh! Oh, nice. Dude, holy shit. Dude, whenever I do your...
Love it, love it, love it. You guys are going to get the full version next weekend for episode 211. I want to thank Frank. I want to thank Tony, as always, the fucking guitar wizard that he is. Bobby. Tony actually has new music coming out throughout the rest of this year. New Condition Critical. New Chaos Sanctuary. So you guys are going to be hearing a lot of that as I'm going to push his content as it's fucking awesome, and he deserves to be heard because he's an amazing guitar player. Amazing at what he does. Frank's got new music coming out as well with Legionary. I think he's writing like a fucking 8-minute epic. I'm not sure if it's going to have vocals or not. I think it will. But this is a little different than what he normally writes. A little bit more melodic. But obviously it's going to have its thrash death tones to it. But that is Badge of Honor, the new off-the-script theme song you guys heard. Just a little clip there. You guys are going to get the full version next week on episode 211. But if you guys want to watch the whole video of the recording process of the new theme song, it's pinned to my Twitter page. Make sure you guys go and watch that if you want, at JDFROMNY206 on Twitter. Please follow me anyway, because it's the best way to keep up to date on all the uploads to the channel. I want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support this week on the videos, man. Monday Night Raw review video did almost 50,000 views. SmackDown didn't even do half that, but almost 24,000 of you guys came out to watch SmackDown Live and me bitch and moan about it. NXT reviews nearing 14,000 views. You guys are kicking ass with the support, man. Thank you guys so much. If you missed any of that stuff live on the channel right now, links will be in the annotation in the top right corner of the screen. We have a Pro Wrestling Crate unboxing coming up in just a second or two. But please make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys continue to check out harrys.com/script for the best shave of your life. You're going to forget about those other guys, man. harrys.com/script is your way to getting a free trial shave set. You guys have to pay nothing but the shipping and handling. It's $2 or $3 max. You guys are going to get a razor handle, a razor blade protective case, and their great, smooth, cooling shave gel, which I have not opened yet. I don't know why it's still sitting here, but you guys can get all that stuff for free just by signing up. harrys.com/script. And I know you guys got other people that shave, your friends, your parents, you know, tell your dad about it, tell your friend's dad about it. Get the word out on the street that Off the Script is giving everybody a free trial shave set for joining the Harry's family. Once you shave with Harry's, you're not going to look anywhere else. harrys.com/script. And I want to thank everybody for also showing support for Audible. They're sponsoring the podcast, just like Harry's, for the rest of 2018. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys can get 30 days. That's 1 month free of their service. And they're going to include a free audio book of your choice. And you have over 180,000 choices to choose from. This is for new listeners only. So if you're a new listener of Off the Script and you like what you hear and you think I'm worth supporting, you guys can get a free audio book. Download it. Use our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And you guys are directly helping out the podcast. If you guys have already signed up, word of mouth is the best way to go about it, man. Tell your friends, your parents, your grandparents, their parents. Tell friends at school. Tell your girlfriend. Tell her parents. Free audiobooks to everybody, man. So that's a great way to support the show. If you've already redeemed your Audible code, you guys can turn it around and give somebody else the gift of Audible and Off the Script. audibletrial.com/offthescript. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript for your t-shirts. You guys know the deal on that. The new gender design, the new benched t-shirt, Eat, Sleep, Bench, Repeat. Those are the two latest models there. That's the entire line of Get Off My TV. You got Big Show. You got the 4 Goons there in version 2. Roman, Eva Marie, Dana Brooke. You got the Get Off My TV hit list. You got 2.5 with Jinder, Enzo, Bailey, and Titus. Then you got the infamous JD is Negan and Goon City t-shirts, man. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript if you guys want to support that way. And obviously, Patreon. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. If you guys deem me worthy of supporting on a monthly basis through Patreon. Pro Wrestling Crate has been a fine sponsor of the show. They have been a good friend of Off the Script, and I have their newest box here for the month of February. I have no idea what's in this thing. We're going to unbox it right now. But if you guys like what you see in here, this is my favorite unboxing all month. If you guys like what you see in here, ProWrestlingCrate.com, then you're going to go to their Twitter, and you're going to follow them on Twitter, at PWCrate. You're going to tweet them, listen, I seen your unboxing, or an unboxing from JD on hashtag Off the Script. I just signed up, and I am now a member of Pro Wrestling Crate. The kicker here is, if you guys want to save money, if you guys enjoy what you see here and you want to save some money, at the end of checkout, all you have to do is sign up, pick whatever service you want, and then you're going to use the code Off the Script, and you're going to save 20% off your first subscription, man. You can't beat that. ProWrestlingCrate.com. Let's open this motherfucker. This one is... The theme is called the Golden Era. On the back of this is a cheat sheet, which I don't want to look at, because then it would spoil the whole fucking box. What do we got here, man? Let's see. Let's see. Ooh. Death Blow. Knockout Artist. Oh, no. Chris Hero. There you go, man. It's a nice looking shirt. It's a nice looking shirt, man. Chris Hero there in Pro Wrestling Crate. Like it, like it, like it. I'll wear that around the house. What the fuck is this? This looks very fruity. What is this? Oh, it's Mick Foley. Dude Love. It's a Dude Love. Oh, have mercy. Look at that, man. Look at that. That's cool. I like that a lot, man. Dude Love in Pro Wrestling Crate. Now, we're only getting 2 t-shirts because they switch things up. They switch things up. What the hell is this? What is this? This looks fucking cool. It's a mini USB fan. Look at that. I'm not going to open it now because I don't have my phone with me, but it's fucking great. I'm a wrestling fan, it says. That's pretty sweet. Look at that. We got another pin here. Shock the World. Exclusive Pro Wrestling Crate Shock Pin. Shockmaster. Shock the World. It's a collector's pin exclusive. Only in Pro Wrestling Crate. We got Micro Brawlers. Look at this. We got Road Warrior Animal. There you go, man. Let's open them up. We're going to place him right on the desk here with the rest of these fucking goons. I got Cody already on the desk with the Ring of Honor. And then we got everybody's favorite, everybody who is on Twitter hanging on this guy's every fucking movement. CM Punk there, man. And now I can add Stand Up Punk. I know. Now we can add Road Warrior Animal to the mix. He can stand right next to Cody. There you go. There you go, bruh. What do we got here, man? Another DVD I won't watch. We got King or High Spots Wrestling Network presents Tyler Black and Jon Moxley. Look at that. Before they were Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. What do we got on here, man? We got Tyler Black versus Kevin Steen from 2006. Jon Moxley versus Roderick Strong. Revolution Strong Style Tournament. IWA Mid-South. Tyler Black versus Ricochet. Ooh. Maybe one of these days we'll see them in WWE together. Jon Moxley versus Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan's one of my favorites on the independent circuit right now. Makes you wonder why NXT didn't do much with him. You know? He had that fucking hacker gimmick. What kind of shit is that, man? Tyler Black versus Matt Sydal. Jon Moxley versus Drake Younger. And Tyler Black versus Jimmy Jacobs from 2005. There you go, man. Good shit. Probably won't ever watch it. And then we got an autograph. We got an autograph here. Looks like there's 2 of them in here, man. Looks like there's double autographs this month. Let's see who they got. Oh, look at this. What do we got here? What do we got here, man? Look at this. Dustin Rhodes. Yeah. And we got The Godfather. All in Pro Wrestling Crate. That is fucking sweet, man. That is some good shit right there. If you enjoyed what you seen there, if you like what you seen there, you guys can sign up yourselves, man. ProWrestlingCrate.com. And then you guys can use the code OFFTHESCRIPT for 20% off. Follow them on Twitter at PWCrate on Twitter. And then tomorrow I have a Wrestle Crate unboxing. And then I think my mailman sent That Wrestling Club back to the post office. I got to go pick that up tomorrow. So we're going to have a weekend of unboxings right here on Off the Script. But if you guys enjoyed that, again, ProWrestlingCrate.com. I want to go over what we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, man. I have the brackets here. I love tournaments. You guys know how I love tournaments. The Dusty Classic was unveiled today on Twitter from William Regal. This is the Dusty Classic. These are the 8 teams that will take part in the Dusty Classic. We got the Street Profits versus Heavy Machinery. I am going with the Street Profits there. I think they're going to advance to the semifinals. Sabatelli and Moss versus Sanity. I'm probably going to go with Sanity because Sabatelli and Moss have been a little rocky as of late. But I would like to see a showdown between Profits and Sabatelli and Moss, being that they got a little history between each other. But I'm going to go with Sanity ultimately. I think Sanity is going to get the win over there, or the win over there, rather. And it's going to be Street Profits versus Sanity on the left side. On the right side, it's a little bit more unpredictable, man, because the Authors of Pain are the Authors of Pain. And then TM61 has been spotlighted heavily by WWE. And it makes me think that TM61 has big things coming for them as we head into New Orleans. We all know the Authors of Pain are probably going to be called up. There have been rumors of the Authors of Pain being called up after WrestleMania. There's really no reason for them to really have any threat whatsoever in this tournament. I'm going with TM61 over the Authors of Pain. If we had the Undisputed Era beat the Authors of Pain, I think TM61 can do the same. TM61 is going to go advance to the semifinals there. And then we got Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch versus Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. I am going with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch just simply because I think them in the semifinals could get them some notoriety, and it could be a nice momentum boost for them. So I'm going with TM61 and Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch in the semifinals. TM61 I have in the finals against the Street Profits. I think that's going to be the finals of the Dusty Classic, with TM61 ultimately winning the tournament, going on to fight the Undisputed Era at TakeOver New Orleans. That is my prediction for the Dusty Tag Team Classic. The other tournament going on right now on WWE television is the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament. The first round has been completed. Buddy Murphy, he is going on to say he is the, I don't know what exactly he said. He's kind of under the radar. He is the next best thing or something like that he was saying on 205 Live right now. But Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali is set for the next round of the tournament. Drew Gulak versus Mark Andrews is set. That's your right side. You know, they're putting a lot of effort into building Buddy Murphy up, but Mustafa Ali is just so good, man. And his match with Jack Gallagher, the story around that was Mustafa Ali's shoulder. I don't know if that's going to play a part in the match with Buddy Murphy. I don't know when we're going to see Mustafa Ali, but it could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks before we see this match. We don't know. We don't know what's going on because WWE has plenty of time in between now and WrestleMania. So we don't need to see tournament matches every single week. WWE even included a six-man tag on 205 Live this week. But I don't think the shoulder's going to come into play stemming from the Gallagher match. I'm going with Mustafa Ali. I am going to go with Drew Gulak over Mark Andrews. I think they're building up Gulak as a serious threat in this tournament. I'm going with Gulak. I think it's going to be Mustafa Ali and Drew Gulak in the next round. The left side is a little bit more unpredictable, man. Cedric Alexander and TJP. I'm going with Cedric Alexander on this one. And then we got Roderick Strong and Kalisto. I'm going with Roddy because I think Roddy is due for a WrestleMania moment. At this juncture, from the predictions that I'm making here, I think we're going to see Cedric Alexander and Roderick Strong in the semifinals of this tournament. And we're going to see Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak. If I was booking this thing, I would go with Mustafa Ali and Roderick Strong in the finals of the tournament for the Cruiserweight Championship. Do I think that's going to happen? No. No. I'm going with Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali in the tournament. They have this friendly competition going. I think Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander will be in the finals of this tournament. And I think Cedric Alexander is going to be crowned the new Cruiserweight Champion. And it's amazing how he came out of the Cruiserweight Classic as the one guy that everybody wanted signed at the end of that thing by WWE. He even got a standing ovation. Triple H had to come out and pull him away because he was just living up the moment. Cedric Alexander has been floating in a sea of nothing on Vince McMahon's vision of 205 Live. Now that Triple H is taking over, we could potentially see Cedric Alexander finally, after all this time, be crowned the Cruiserweight Champion. I was under the impression that Roddy and Cedric was going to be the finals. I was hoping that both guys were on opposite sides, but they put them on the same side. I don't know why they did that. So the earliest we will see Roddy and Cedric is the semifinals of this Cruiserweight Championship tournament. I'm going with Alexander and Mustafa Ali. I'm going with Cedric Alexander winning the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. That is my prediction on all of that. Let me know what you guys think about the Cruiserweight tournament and the Dusty tournament. Who do you guys got? And let me know, sound off in the comments below. That is my prediction on all of that. Now, speaking of NXT and 205 Live, they've been the best shows on WWE television. There has been rumors of NXT call-ups after WrestleMania 34. Apparently, these call-ups have been leaked. Now, WrestleMania season is by far and away everybody's favorite time of WWE's calendar year, but it's for more than just the action. There's always a debut or two. There's always a call-up or two. Now, of course, WrestleMania in itself is the biggest event that WWE puts on all year. It's everybody's favorite show of the year. It's the one event that people wait for and save money for to go physically be there in attendance. It's the one show that everybody in the industry wants to be a part of, WrestleMania. But the season features the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, and then WrestleMania, and then the Raw after WrestleMania is just as big. While some huge matchups are made for WrestleMania, under the surface, some fresh up-and-coming talent begin to make their names on a global stage. The NXT TakeOver events that are held the night before WrestleMania and the other Big Four pay-per-views have become notorious for setting the bar ridiculously high for the main roster to follow. Triple H's brainchild has grown far and beyond the developmental territory it was originally meant to be. NXT is now the home of the vast majority of the top independent stars in the world. Velveteen Dream has been calling out a lot of independent talent. He actually posted something today saying that he hates independent wrestling. Now, I was under the impression that it was just something that he said because it's the Velveteen Dream and he's just playing up his character. Now, as of what he tweeted today, saying that he hates independent wrestling, I know for sure that this is going to be used to further a storyline. We may actually see, Ricochet feud right out of the gate with the Velveteen Dream. I think that is going to be phenomenal. So we have to wait and see what is going to come of all this, but it's just very weird that Velveteen Dream tweeted 2 days in a row saying that, all these independent guys are coming into NXT. He's a homegrown talent. He doesn't like these guys taking his spot. And now today he tweeted that he hates independent wrestling. So we have to see where this is going, but definitely it's now going to be a part of a storyline to get Dream, hopefully, on TakeOver New Orleans, possibly against Ricochet, because Ricochet is set to debut very, very soon on NXT. It's either next week or the week to follow, but he is coming. So we might see Ricochet on NXT TakeOver New Orleans against the Velveteen Dream. Following their exploits at TakeOver, it has become almost customary that some NXT stars find their way into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. We've seen that one year with Hideo Itami. And then some go on to debut on Raw or SmackDown following WrestleMania. So who is set to make the cut this year? According to Slice Wrestling. Now, take this with a grain of salt. Some people live and die by what this Twitter account says. Some people actually believe that this is a fraud. Some people actually think this is an actual insider in WWE just leaking information out. I don't know what their business is, but according to their Twitter account, Ember Moon, the Authors of Pain, Andrade Cien Almas, Johnny Gargano, and Drew McIntyre are going to be on the main roster following WrestleMania 34. Authors of Pain? Yes. Ember Moon? Yes, because God only knows that SmackDown Live can use a shot of adrenaline in the women's division. Now, I would love if Ember Moon ends up on SmackDown and we get Asuka over there as well. That's what I ultimately want. Because Asuka more than likely is going to be challenging Charlotte for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. You don't want Asuka and Ronda Rousey on the same roster. You want to keep them separated for the year. Ronda wins the Royal Rumble in 2019. Ronda challenges Asuka for the Women's Championship. There you go. That's your WrestleMania match. That's not my proposed WrestleMania match. That's what I'm assuming WWE is going to do, being that Ronda's going to be in the WWE for almost a year at that point. And that's the match everybody wants to see. That's the match I'm sure they're building up to. I would like to see Ember Moon versus Asuka at WrestleMania 35, or Kairi Sane versus Asuka at WrestleMania 35. You know, everybody talks about first-time evers. WWE, if they want the women to legitimately main event WrestleMania, Asuka's undefeated streak and title reign certainly needs to be a part of that. But, you know, instead of giving, which is the right thing to do, one of their homegrown talents, somebody that they've actually built up from the Performance Center and made a character into out of the Performance Center in Ember Moon or Kairi Sane, right? We are probably going to get Ronda Rousey because if they want the women to main event WrestleMania, it's going to need to be spotlighted by someone who has huge mainstream attraction, and Ronda Rousey fits that bill. So Asuka more than likely is going to go to SmackDown. Even if there is a draft, Asuka's probably going to be SmackDown Women's Champion, so she's going to be over there by default. I'm assuming Charlotte's going to move to Monday Night Raw and have a little program with Ronda Rousey in the meantime. You know, WWE wants to do that. But Asuka and Ronda Rousey not going to be on the same roster. I like Ember Moon to go to SmackDown so we can get, you know, Ember Moon versus Asuka. That'll be a great women's program. That is a program that would revitalize the women's division over there, you know? I don't see Peyton Royce. I don't see Billie Kay in these news and notes, you know? They are about to come back. There really isn't anything for them to do down in NXT. They've pretty much done it all. They haven't won the title or anything, but there really isn't anything for them to do down there. I'd like to see them as the iconic duo on the main roster. And we talked about this on NXT Review. If you guys missed that, link will be in the annotation that you see on the top right corner. The reason why the reason why Peyton Royce and Billie Kay have been off television for close to 2 months is because they got breast enlargements. If you guys want to see the physical evidence, there is photographs in the NXT Review of Peyton Royce after surgery. So if you guys want to go peek that, it will be well worth your time. But Ember Moon, I think, would be better off on SmackDown. I could see the Authors of Pain going to Monday Night Raw because they are in dire need of tag teams. I don't see Sanity here. I would love to see Sanity brought up. You know, Andrade Cien Almas. Is it too soon for him to be brought up? Is he going to come with Zelina Vega? We don't know. Knowing WWE and Vince McMahon, they'll kill a good thing and they'll separate Andrade Cien Almas from Zelina Vega. The guy can't speak a lick of English, so I don't know why you would want to break them up. If you're going to do Andrade, he comes with Zelina Vega. No questions asked. Where do I put him? I put him on SmackDown. Johnny Gargano, I'd put him on SmackDown. I don't want to see Johnny Gargano anywhere near Raw or SmackDown, but if he has to come, I'm putting him on SmackDown. Drew McIntyre, again, I want to put him on SmackDown, but he'll probably end up going to Monday Night Raw, because once Vince McMahon sees Drew McIntyre, he's going to be like, who the fuck are you? You know, do I remember you? Are you the same guy that was in 3MB that we buried? He'll probably go to Monday Night Raw. You know, but SmackDown needs to be revitalized in some way. Ember Moon, Andrade, and Gargano would be a great way to get that ball rolling. I don't want to see any of these people on fucking the main roster. I don't at all. If it was up to me, I wouldn't bring anybody up. The way the current state of television is right now, I'd bring nobody up at all. I don't want to see Johnny Gargano on the fucking main roster. Now, Slice Wrestling is also saying that WWE is thinking about showcasing an NXT match at WrestleMania. Now, if it was up to me, no questions asked, if I was to debut an NXT match at WrestleMania, you look no further than Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Simple as that. I wouldn't put anything else on there. JD, what about the NXT Championship? Well, you need the NXT Championship to be defended at NXT TakeOver. It's their biggest event of the year, WrestleMania weekend. The title needs to be on that show. Gargano and Ciampa, there's no title on the line. It's a grudge match. Do it at WrestleMania. I think that would get both of those guys over. Big time. You know? Put them on the big stage. The feud calls for it. I think it would be great. That's according to Slice Wrestling. That's the rumor coming from their Twitter account. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but if there is one match from NXT to be placed on WrestleMania's card, Gargano versus Ciampa at WrestleMania 34. Now, of course, Almas is the current NXT champion after defeating Gargano twice, coming out of NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Rumor has it that Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas will headline New Orleans TakeOver, and he will dethrone Almas the night before WrestleMania and become NXT's new face, officially as the NXT champion. Adam Cole and his Undisputed Era are likely to be hot on the trails of Aleister Black. After that, I see Adam Cole being slotted into that role. That's why I love NXT, man. You could see the development of guys just moving up the ladder. You can physically see it without actually wondering, is this guy going to get an opportunity? Is this guy going to get a shot? Adam Cole has waited enough time to be placed in that position. So hopefully we see Adam Cole versus Aleister Black. They had a great match in Philadelphia, and it's definitely going to make me excited to see what they can do with the title on the line. So that should be fun. Shinsuke Nakamura joined SmackDown after WrestleMania, and the Revival made their debut on Raw. Nakamura has been floundering around on SmackDown Live. He won the Royal Rumble, but we really haven't seen much of him. The Revival, plagued by injuries, and they really haven't, captured that momentum. They're pretty much a dead tag team on Monday Night Raw. I think they need a change of scenery too. While there's no indication right now who will go where, chances are AOP will end up on Raw with the Bludgeon Brothers already on SmackDown Live. Also seeing Ronda Rousey will be joining Raw. Ember Moon probably will be a good addition to SmackDown Live, like I stated. Because Asuka will be there. Asuka will be away from Rousey. Charlotte with the draft can move over to Raw. Maybe Sasha coming over to SmackDown Live. WWE needs to, I hope the draft is meticulously planned. Put people where they need to be. Fresh matchups. God only knows this fucking company and both of these brands need fresh faces. Hopefully they know what they're doing going into Backlash this year after WrestleMania. Moving on here, man. I got news on the Gauntlet match. Apparently, not only did it make history on Monday Night Raw, Vince McMahon was responsible for the match himself on Monday Night Raw and the success of the match. Now, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, the Gauntlet match was all Vince McMahon's idea, including the length and presentation of the match. Johnson states that McMahon was the person who suggested the Gauntlet match completely out of nowhere, which surprised some in creative, since he is traditionally not very high on such matches like this. It goes to show that despite the criticism that he does receive from many people, including me, he still has an idea or two left in the tank. So if he enjoyed the Gauntlet match on Monday Night Raw, or if you enjoyed the Gauntlet match on Monday Night Raw, you have Vince McMahon to thank on that front, as it looks like Triple H has been handed the reins to control WWE's biggest, or hasn't been given the keys to the kingdom yet for Monday Night Raw. Everybody thought, well, this Gauntlet match is so wrestling heavy, this has to be a Triple H thing. Triple H has probably come up with this idea, or this has Triple H DNA written all over it. It was Vince McMahon. According to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, it was all Vince McMahon. The Gauntlet match was a great warm-up for the men's Elimination Chamber match between Rollins, Reigns, Cena, Elias, Balor, The Miz, and Braun Strowman, as it showcased each star to a reasonable level, making it an even playing field entering the event. However, many WWE fans have known for months that the big dog... Don't you hate when Michael Cole says the big dog? Like, when Roman's music hits, and here he is, the big dog! I hate that shit. I fucking hate that shit. Reigns, everybody knows, is booked to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania 34 that weekend, meaning despite being eliminated first in the Gauntlet match on Raw, I even stated on Twitter, more than likely he's going to win the Elimination Chamber this Sunday, even with the rumors of Steroid exposing for Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins and his good performance in the Gauntlet match this week was pretty much a way to get him involved in the Universal title picture in the near future as well. We'll discuss that in a little bit. But this probably won't happen, Reigns and Rollins, till after WrestleMania. So you have Vince McMahon to thank for the Gauntlet match. Listen, the Gauntlet match was very good, okay? I appreciate wrestling. And what do you know? Wrestling got over on Monday Night Raw. Everybody loved and tuned into the Gauntlet match. They were invested. It kept people's interest. And then after the Gauntlet match was over, Monday Night Raw went back to the formulaic garbage, and then they lost 20%, 25% of their viewership. Because everything was over. You put all your star power into the 2 hours of that match, and then you give me fucking Titus O'Neil and Apollo, and then you give me a cringe, same old shit, six-man tag to close the fucking show with the women. Who the fuck's going to want to watch that? Who's going to want to watch that shit? So the Gauntlet match held everybody's interest, and it did a very good job. Now, if we only got Monday Night Raw to go to 2 hours instead of doing the 3 hours, then we'll be set. If Monday Night Raw was 2 hours, then this would have been a damn good episode of Monday Night Raw. Adding that bullshit at the end of Monday Night Raw in that third hour killed the whole show. It made the show half as good as what it should be. So the Gauntlet match is Vince McMahon's idea. The match did flounder a little bit after Seth Rollins got eliminated. We all can agree on that. You know, Finn Balor and Elias really didn't do anything for me. The Miz being there didn't do anything for me. And then by the time Braun Strowman came out, everybody knew Braun Strowman was going to win because he's the last guy to come out, as if anybody's going to fucking eliminate Braun Strowman. Everybody was just so spent on the hour that Seth Rollins spent in that match, and they were all invested in him. And then when he got eliminated, everybody just like, oh, you know, it sucked the energy out of everybody. Did good, but it wasn't as great as everybody is stating that it is. It's different. It worked. Congratulations. They did something finally that worked on Monday Night Raw. But I'm not going to sit here and fucking jerk my cock over one fucking good match on Monday Night Raw that lasted 2 hours. Come on, man. Speaking of the Gauntlet match, it made history on Monday night. It was definitely one of the best opening matches in Monday Night Raw in a very long time. But the winner of the Chamber match, we all know, will go on to challenge Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 34. Rollins and Reigns opened up the night with excellent back and forth. Rollins eventually won that. He beat John Cena as well. Finn Balor came out next, and he went up against the Drifter. The Miz came out thanks to assistance from Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Braun Strowman came out and destroyed the Miz and the Miztourage. That surpassed the 1 hour and 50-minute Gauntlet match, surpassed the former record holder of Bruno Sammartino versus Waldo Von Erich back in 1964 from Madison Square Garden. That match lasted 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'm not sure if there was any breaks in between, but this match had several breaks. It was the longest match in WWE history. It also broke the record for the longest match in WWE TV history. The match itself actually was pretty entertaining, and if you haven't seen it, you guys can definitely go back and watch it. Sammartino and Von Erich actually ended in a draw after it stopped due to a curfew at Madison Square Garden. So the Gauntlet match not only was the longest match in WWE TV history, it lasted longer than the previous record holder for Bruno Sammartino and Waldo Von Erich back in 1964. It lasted 1 hour and 20 minutes. The Gauntlet match ended up lasting 1 hour and 50 minutes on Monday Night Raw. WWE is bringing something very interesting back at WrestleMania 34, and this comes, or should come, to a surprise to nobody because it's WrestleMania. You know, WWE has saved all their little pennies throughout the year without utilizing this one little aesthetic. And, you know, we all kind of assumed that they would bring it back because what is WrestleMania without fireworks? WrestleMania is right around the corner, and it's undoubtedly the biggest show that any professional wrestling company puts on an annual basis. The show of shows. It's taking place from New Orleans this year. You guys know that. 34th annual show of WrestleMania. And recently, WWE has foregone its old policy of using pyrotechnics at all its televised and pay-per-view events. None of WWE shows, pay-per-views included, exclude the use of pyrotechnics. They're used to be a big part of opening and closing shows, as well as big-time superstars and their entrances. The art has since been lost in the WWE landscape. There was a lot of speculation amongst fans, however, that pyrotechnics could and will make a return for WrestleMania. According to a report by Heel by Nature and the YouTube channel, that's exactly what's going to happen. It said that this year's WrestleMania setup won't be as extravagant as last year's in Orlando. Despite this, WWE will be using the same set designer in Jason Robinson, who has been helping design WrestleMania sets for years. The channel also confirmed that pyrotechnics will be making a return at WrestleMania. The use of fireworks, they said, and I quote, "The use of fireworks and pyrotechnics are going to happen as well," end quote. The report also suggested that pyrotechnics could be used at next year's Royal Rumble as well, given that it'll be held in an open-air baseball stadium. WrestleMania 34 is expected to feature several big matches this year, including a Universal Championship match. Reported to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. We'll find out on Sunday. A WWE title match, presumably, if all goes well at Fastlane. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, as well as the in-ring debut of former UFC bantamweight champion Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Rousey was recently signed to WWE and will sign her Raw contract at the Elimination Chamber. We'll talk about that on Sunday. It's expected that she'll team up with a mystery partner against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in a mixed tag team match for her debut at WrestleMania. It should be interesting to see who partners with Rousey. Names such as The Rock, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, Seth Rollins, and Braun Strowman have all been linked to Ronda Rousey. So, I mean, that should be no news to nobody. That should be no surprise, rather, to anybody. I mean, it's WrestleMania 34. You know WWE is going to go all out for the event to make it as epic as possible. Of course, fireworks and pyrotechnics would be there. You know, I understand that they don't do it for, you know, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live and pay-per-views, these B-level pay-per-views. But for WrestleMania 34, even like a SummerSlam, a Royal Rumble, you know, Survivor Series, save it for the Big Four. Save it for the traditional Big Four. You don't need it in between. But, of course, you knew that WWE was going to use fireworks at WrestleMania. That's just common logic. I mean, why the fuck wouldn't they? So WWE bringing back pyrotechnics at WrestleMania 34. We're going to end with this one, man, because I really don't have much as far as news on this current sheet that I'm looking at. So we'll end with this one. How long are we in here, man? We got 40 minutes and then another 50 minutes here. So you got an hour and 10 minutes here on part one of Off the Script. There'll be much more news tomorrow. I'll cover Reigns and Rollins. That's the proposed plans for Reigns. If all goes well with this exposing by Johnny Bravo, WWE might switch up plans. We really don't know yet, but the current plans right now call for Rollins and Reigns for the Universal Championship on Monday Night Raw. And then I got other news here about CM Punk apparently trolling the fans. Is he or isn't he all in for the Elite's all-in pay-per-view? Elimination Chamber pay-per-view tickets are selling poorly. I wonder why, you know. And then we got plans for Dean Ambrose before he got hurt. What was the original plans for Dean Ambrose before he got hurt on Monday Night Raw? But we'll end with this one, which is funny because you guys love when I make fun of Bray Wyatt, man, and JoJo's fat ass, man. Bray Wyatt showering JoJo with gifts, man. Owes $1,000 in child support, man. The divorce case between Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, and wife Samantha is getting messy, according to a report from the Daily Mail. Bray Wyatt is being accused of spending, by Samantha, Bray Wyatt is being accused of spending $11,000 on strippers and diamonds for JoJo. This was during a 10-day binge. Oh my goodness, man. I wonder what Sister Abigail is thinking about Bray Wyatt spending diamonds on JoJo and not for his sister. Jesus Christ. $11,000 on strippers and diamonds. Man, Bray Wyatt really living the life over there on Monday Night Raw, man. Jesus Christ, no wonder he doesn't give a shit about losing every fucking week when you got JoJo's fat ass, man, and $11,000 on strippers and fucking diamonds. Jesus Christ, who the fuck gives a shit about losing? Being double pinned on Monday Night Raw for a shot in the Elimination Chamber. The story cites public court documents that claim Bray Wyatt, man, has been spending time with JoJo at her apartment in Miami, while Samantha and their 2 daughters remain at the home in Tampa. The story says that Wyatt agreed to pay $14,765 per month in maintenance and child support, but has yet to make the backdated payments. Clearly, he's got the money if he's spending $11,000 fucking dollars on strippers and diamonds. He has, according to the court documents, been paying $6,000 per month since their split in June. In November, Samantha was awarded a temporary monthly income of $14,735 and a one-time payment of $50,000 to cover her legal expenses. However, according to court documents, Wyatt has been refusing to pay beyond the $6,000 per month that was agreed on, bruh. Bro, if you got court documents citing that you need to pay X amount of money to the wife or your ex-wife, the woman that you cheated on, so that she can take care of your children, why don't you be a fucking man and give the woman the money that was agreed upon? Obviously, it was agreed upon. You had to agree with her in court with a legal presiding representative there. And he's only not even doing half of that. So Bray Wyatt is coming out looking like a complete fucking asshole, man. Bray Wyatt spending $11,000 on strippers, but neglecting his kids at home and the wife that he cheated on so that he could get a better look at JoJo's fat ass, man. The eater of ass, man. The eater of ass, JoJo. You know? Jesus Christ. In the court documents filed on January 30th, Samantha claims that Wyatt spent $11,000 on non-necessary items. This whole fucking situation is not necessary. Between December 20th, 2017 and January 4th, 2018, including visits to Tootsie's Strip Club in Miami, women's swimwear, likely purchased by JoJo, and $5,000 on miniature horses, supplies, and feed. It also states that he purchased jewelry not for his wife that cost $533. He probably went to K's and put it on the fucking K's card, you know? Wyatt and Samantha now have been forced into mediation. Samantha's lawyer, Ray Rafool, Bray Wyatt's a fucking Ray Rafool, told Daily Mail that Wyatt has a reckless and dangerous mentality. Well, when you got fucking JoJo teasing her fat ass, man, you know, it's difficult to fucking turn away, I guess. You know? He doesn't give a fuck about losing on Monday Night Raw. He doesn't give a fuck about his fucking career. When you got skimpy swimwear that JoJo's parading around in fucking Miami, Florida, who the fuck cares about anything else, right? Oh my goodness. Reckless and dangerous mentality. And he needs to own up to his responsibilities. Rafool claims that Wyatt told Samantha, he's told my client, it's my money. This is what Wyatt said. It's my money, not your money. It's my money. That's a dangerous and reckless mentality. It's not accurate under the law, and it's not healthy for the family. He's told my client, it's my money. It's my money. It's not your money. You know, he'd rather spend it on JoJo than his fucking poor kids, man. His poor kids. Jesus fucking Christ. You know, Wyatt and wife Samantha have 2 daughters, ages 4 and 6. So Bray Wyatt is a complete fucking loser. You know? God bless him. Listen, he wants to have his fun. He doesn't want to be a family man anymore. He doesn't want to own up to his mistakes. He wants to continue being a fucking bum on Monday Night Raw. As long as he's got JoJo's fat ass parading around in Miami wearing skimpy swimwear and showering her with diamonds and strippers. Whatever, man. Whatever. I wonder what JoJo feels about this. Does she feel any shame at all? Does she feel bad at all about ruining this guy's fucking marriage? I don't fucking know, man. Whatever the case may be, Bray Wyatt, still a loser. Not only on Monday Night Raw, but apparently in life as well. Take care of your kids, bro. Give the fucking woman that you cheated on the $15,000 and take care of your fucking kids. Seriously. You know? Obviously, Bray Wyatt doing the wrong thing here. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. JoJo's fat ass, man, and that's where we're ending off the script, man. The eater of ass, Bray Wyatt, to close off the script, man. There you go. Bray Wyatt showering JoJo with gifts, man. $11,000 on strippers, man. You know, I hate strip clubs. I don't set foot, nor would I ever step foot in a strip club, man. I just feel just out of place, you know. I don't know if I ever told you guys. I went to one strip club one time. It was my brother and my friend Chris, who I kind of lost contact with over the last couple of years. But they came down to see me when we went to Atlantic City. I was living down there. We went to a strip club in Atlantic City. I think this was in Atlantic City. Or it might have been in New York. I have no fucking idea. But I was with them. And I was uncomfortable. Chris was, you know, it felt like it was his home away from home. He immediately sat down on the stage, started throwing money around. You know, he was having a good time. He was in his own fucking world. I'm sitting at the bar, and, you know, I got a Morbid Angel t-shirt on. I got the big Morbid Angel logo on the front. I got a picture of the band on the back, right? I'm sitting at the bar, and not sitting facing the bar. I'm, like, sitting watching the stage, right? I'm sitting watching the stage, so I keep an eye on Chris so he doesn't fucking get out of control. I don't know if it's one of the strippers, or maybe it was one of the strippers coming over. She was coming over to me, and she's like, oh, I like your shirt. I like your shirt, Morbid Angel, right? And I'm assuming she wanted to persuade me into going into the VIP room or for a lap dance or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. So sarcastically, I asked, yeah, one of my favorite death metal bands. You know, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite album? She didn't answer me. She didn't know anything. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm not paying you fucking money for a lap dance. Fucking bullshit. But JoJo apparently loves mingling with strippers for $11,000, and there you go. I don't know why I told you that story. I just thought of it when I'm reading fucking Bray Wyatt's excessive and dangerous, reckless mentality spending behaviors, but whatever, man. Off the Script is done. I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is part 1 of episode 210. We'll have more news tomorrow right here on the podcast. Let me know what you guys think about all the top stories here. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. Harrys.com/script. audibletrial.com/offthescript. ProWrestlingCrate.com. Use coupon code offthescript for 20% off. BarbershopWindow.com/offthescript. And Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. I'm getting out of here, guys. Enjoy your Fridays, and I will see you right back here tomorrow for part 2 of Off the Script. I'll talk to you later. JoJo's fat ass, man. The eater of ass, man. The eater of ass. Floating around in Miami, man. Where's Sister Abigail, man? She don't approve of my illicit behavior, man. But I got JoJo's fat ass and perky tits, man. Getting out of here, man. I'll talk to you guys later.